A charming moment between Princess Charlotte and Laura Lopes, Queen Camilla's daughter, stole the show and amused many in the course of a recent royal outing. It was when Laura Lopes walked toward a gate that she found her path unexpectedly blocked by the young Princess Charlotte. Though brief, the moment did bring out the underlying leadership qualities of Princess Charlotte and lightened the formality of the atmosphere. Join us as we uncover some of the dynamics of the royal family that you might have missed. Princess Charlotte has proven to have a strong resolve even at such a tender age as she stood her ground, and for a moment blocked Laura Lopes from passing through the gate with confidence and an air of budding authority. That is typical behavior for someone with inborn leadership traits, meaning even at such a young age, Princess Charlotte has the poise and self-assurance that characterizes influential people. This incident didn't escape the royal family's eyes and those of the guests present. Her Majesty Camilla watched this playful interchange of her daughter with Princess Charlotte, laughing with apparent amusement. After a burst of prolonged collective laughter, the burden of tension was dispelled, changing this very moment into one of shared joy and rapport among the family. These things seldom happen in the rigid order of protocols that characterize royal outings. These moments just remind one that members of the royal family are, after all, human and relatable. Princess Charlotte's innocent yet commanding act, coupled with Queen Camilla's good-natured reaction, tore down barriers between royalty and the public, offering glimpses into actual relationships and dispositions within the royal household. This also explains how this episode has showcased that family is very important and how leadership qualities must be inculcated into children while they are still young. It is possible that Princess Charlotte was displaying values instilled into her by the Prince and Princess of Wales. The encouragement and reinforcement by the royal family, as brought out by their reactions, go a long way in fostering these attributes. Being able to embrace and display such unguarded moments speaks of the changes within the monarchy itself. In times past, all royal activities had to be done with the greatest propriety, demonstrating very little spontaneity to the external environment. The modern monarchy appears to have little inhibition in letting those unguarded moments into the outside world, contributing to transparency, friendliness, and receptiveness. The encounter with Princess Charlotte had sent Laura Lopes into a fit of giggles, with Queen Camilla joining in. This speaks more to Princess Charlotte's coming-of-age leadership qualities and warmth within the family. Such moments are bound to make the royals appear so much more charming to the populace. Also, these moments expose some things within family life that remain timely, universal, and unencumbered by status or convention. The amusing, light-hearted incident between Princess Charlotte and Laura Lopes perhaps raised curiosity about Laura and her place within the extended royal family. As one of Queen Camilla's 2 children from her previous marriage, Laura has maintained a very low profile compared to her royal step-siblings. Her story, much like her brother Tom Parker Bowles, is quite an interesting take on how their lives and the life of the royal family eventually intertwined through their mother, Camilla. Before King Charles III ever married Camilla, she was married to a British Army officer by the name of Andrew Parker Bowles. The two were wed back in 1973 following many years in and out of romance. The marriage wasn't without problems, though the lifelong friendship Camilla had was a very integral part of her complicated life. In spite of this particular set of challenges, Camilla and Andrew had 2 children, Tom, born in 1974, and Laura, born in 1978. The children grew up amidst a buzzing social scene of British nobility, shielded from the intense scrutiny their mother would be later put through. Since then, Tom Parker Bowles has gone on to become a noted food writer and critic. His love for food led to a couple of books in print and some television appearances. It was his expertise in food and fine tasting that made Tom known in the beverage industry. Being a part of the royal family never overshadowed his identity. Instead, he chose to keep it separate and chose to focus more on his job and family. Married with 2 kids, he was another addition to this extended family structure. Laura Lopes did things a bit differently. She took to the art world and became an art curator, establishing her credentials in her profession. She then married Harry Lopes, a former model turned chartered accountant, in a very discreetly elegant wedding that boasted royalty on its guest list. The couple married and had 3 children. Laura and Harry lead their lives away from the limelight, making her more career and family-oriented. Laura and Tom's lives gained attention and publicity when Camilla married King Charles III. Though they are not considered to be part of the royal family, through Camilla, they have been linked to historic events and meetings. An instance would be Tom and Laura attending the coronation of King Charles III, further showing them to be included in major royal moments. Whereas Tom and Laura made their occasional appearances in very high-profile venues, they kept a very low profile with regard to the monarchy. Discretion has enabled them to lead relatively independent lives. On the other hand, it is their association with the royals that has brought into light their various achievements and endeavors, displaying their individuality in the vastness of the royal narrative. The interaction between Princess Charlotte and Laura Lopes reminds one that all these extended family dynamics are actually intertwined. While Laura and her brother do not undertake any official roles within the monarchy, they really contribute to adding relatability to their story. Contemplating the road on which Camilla has traveled, one would realize that a rise from the most vilified public figure into a respected queen consort underlines resilience and adaptability. She has been playing these roles as a mother, stepmother, and royalty, with the most seminal influence on blending this family together in harmony. With Princess Charlotte and a whole newer generation of royals still managing to hold the public gaze, the encounter with Laura was one of those moments that wove the tapestry of relationships in the monarchy into sharp focus. They also remind one of the human element that lies behind these titles and share a little about family relations. Even as Princess Charlotte showed some of her best assertive and budding leadership qualities during her interaction with Laura Lopes, the immediately succeeding warmth and laughter would bring the fact that even in more formal outings, the underlying goal is pleasure and bonding. Also, despite being so young, Princess Charlotte has shown herself to be a confident young member of the royal family, outstandingly displaying natural poise and an assertive disposition on many occasions that always make a lasting impact upon observers and the public alike. One couldn't miss that moment of Princess Charlotte's boldness during the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations in 2022. It was at this gathering of the royal family on the balcony of Buckingham Palace that Charlotte's boisterous personality came most clearly. With thousands looking from below, she confidently interacted with her siblings and other family members without being overwhelmed. More importantly, during the event, she was seen once or twice putting her little brother in line, with her wise and caring composure. Something which many found incredible as she seemed so comfortable playing hostess on camera, enjoying her time while facing huge crowds from across the world. One other iconic engagement she had was at the 2022 Commonwealth Games when Charlotte accompanied the Prince and Princess of Wales. Sandwiched between her father and mother, Princess Charlotte stole the show. She asked questions, observed well, and was wholly at ease in the public setting. At one point she was captured firmly shaking hands with officials, exuding a confident poise that even the most seasoned royals would be proud of. This really spoke to how well she knew her place in the world and was getting comfortable discharging her royal duties. Princess Charlotte also showed her composure during the state funeral of her great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. Despite the sad occasion, Charlotte showed maturity beyond her tender years. Dignified, poised, and attired in mourning, she showed much respect for the occasion. People were amazed by how she could keep upright and awake during marathon ceremonies. And when her big brother Prince George briefly seemed at a loss, Charlotte quietly took charge, nudging him to bow when it was time to do so. Also, during a charity polo match, Charlotte shone through with preparedness to mix with guests as she joined confidently in conversations, played with other children, and even showed a playful competitiveness during games. She was also at ease mingling with ordinary people, hence showing an inborn ability to relate with the people across the board. Such acts of bravery by Princess Charlotte set examples for the new generation of royals who come off as more relatable and approachable. More than this, Charlotte, George, Louis, and other young royals will determine how the monarchy is going to relate more with the people in the years to come. Usually, royals are really formal and standoffish, but it seems all that will change with these younger royals. One of the ways in which this shift is already starting to manifest is during unguarded moments caught on camera during public engagements. Far from the tightly controlled appearances common in years past, Charlotte and her siblings pop up, showing their personalities via unscripted interactions. Be it Charlotte waving effusively at crowds, George joking with his father, or Louis generally being playful, these instances have become strikingly in touch with the feelings of the people. They humanize the royal family in that they show that behind all those titles and formalities, they too are a family leading a life like any other. Even at the moment, some of the working royals are already showing modern values mixed with tradition. The Prince and Princess of Wales have gone out of their way to allow their children a singularly ordinary childhood while preparing them for future roles. It is this mix that is most likely to define in what manner these younger royals will take to their duties in coming years. Besides, the younger members are growing up in times when more openness and closeness to the people are expected from their leaders. Indeed, Princess Charlotte's level of communication does show indications of rising to this occasion. This charisma, of course, naturally mixed with the development of personal rapport, would mean that she and her brothers would be prepared to take center stage and adjust the dynamics surrounding people's perceptions of the monarchy. The development of this dynamic is surely going to contain features such as boldness and authenticity. Going by some of her public behaviors, Princess Charlotte has shown she does not hold back in case she needs or wants to speak up for herself or to effectively communicate with somebody else. This simply speaks to modernizing the monarchy, balancing traditions with present demands. Princess Charlotte's boldness shows traits that she had been groomed in line with the demands of royalty while preserving her own unique outlook on life. She's confident, mature, and a natural-born leader. As part of a new generation that will redefine what it means to be royal, she has shown so much potential. The friendly and very real interactions with her siblings might lead the monarchy to being able to relate truly to the people on very human grounds. It will doubtless be a trait that for years to come will influence their evolution and place in the public heart. This century has seen increasingly prominent media focus on the British royal family, a great part of that on the younger ones and what this new blood brings to this rather historical institution. With a changing society, the monarchy needs to adapt and evolve as well, introducing different aspects the public wishes to see the likes of Prince William and Princess of Wales, along with their children, adapt to. Besides the obvious interest in tradition, there is a growing opinion that the fresh faces within the family could bring much-needed modernism to the royals without dissolving their essence. The Prince of Wales, Prince William, has already been in the limelight, articulating the drive for the modernizing of the British monarchy on contemporary issues, particularly those appealing to a younger audience. One such classic example is his years of outspoken advocacy on conservation and environmental sustainability. From the Earthshot Prize, among many others, William has demonstrated his commitment to innovative solutions to solve some of the most significant global environmental problems. The project is modeled after the vision of President John F. Kennedy's moonshot, with the aim of rewarding and scaling up groundbreaking efforts in tackling climate change and restoring the planet. Through these causes, William has won for the monarchy a relevance it might have lacked, setting at the same time a precedent in engaging with issues that transcend national borders. Another aspect in which William has adopted a modern approach to royal duties is focusing on mental health. This drive was for the creation of the Heads Together campaign. Williamson, together with the Princess of Wales and Prince Harry, got it on its feet to destigmatize the struggle for good mental health and to encourage conversations about it. The drive resonated rather well among the young population, who believe in openness and standing together through challenges brought about by mental health. Such initiatives show how, under William's watch, the royal family is ready to raise sensitive questions in public opinion and build bridges with the public in this respect. As William and Catherine's children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, continued to get older, the public became more curious about what their generation would bring to the monarchy. From what we have seen about them in public, there seem to be glimpses of both tradition and modernity in the way they carry themselves. As heard within royal circles, the future King George is already starting induction into state responsibilities. Charlotte's confidence and Louis's playful character will also have a way of promoting bonding and new ways of seeing things within the family. When they are all combined together, they are a whole different breed from the royals that should strike a note with an evolving world. There has also been public interest in how their children are being raised as William and Catherine try to work out how, within the requirements of being a royal couple, to give them the most normal possible childhood. All of these also represent a track that differs from that of past generations, which often fell into equipping a child for a given future role. William and Catherine brought up their children to know for sure the burden their responsibilities carry, but have also committed to allowing them to find themselves outside the demands of duty and public scrutiny. Indeed, the young breed of royalties will bring new ideas into the monarchy. With each passing day, society is continuing to shift its priorities in a direction that's more and more likely to include climate change, social justice, and mental health, which are issues that society is going to increasingly expect to see leadership and accountability. And with William having already laid that groundwork, his children are primed and ready to pick up from there, adding some innovations of their own. Their perceptions, developed by upbringing and modern challenge and exposure, would help mold a more relevant monarchy for younger individuals. Another reason why the media is also fascinated with this young generation is the fact that they would ultimately have to supervise the inevitable change when greater responsibility is thrust on them. For some onlookers, George, Charlotte, and Louis may reshape what the monarchy is at the moment and turn it into an institution that is more visible and more interactive. This evolution may mean using social media to be in closer contact with the people, grassroots involvements, and causes most relevant to their generation. This will not only modernize the monarchy, but also keep it relevant in today's fast-changing culture. This adaptability to modern challenges is already seen in the younger royals. Candid moments during public outings, with either George at a sporting event, showing marked enthusiasm, or Charlotte confidently interacting with dignitaries, show an appealing combination of naturalness and poise. These moments humanize the monarchy in great ways and are in stark contrast to the archetype built around the institution. As these children grow into their roles, the balance between tradition and accessibility will likely be a hallmark of their approach. The excitement about the next generation of royals speaks volumes regarding society's larger wish to have relatable, progressive leadership across the board. Although the monarchy is full of tradition, it has been made crystal clear from the actions of William and Catherine with their children that we should be expecting some major changes in the way the family relates with the people. It seems that they have come to the realization that maintaining a more friendlier and human-oriented approach secures its continued survival. As the public looks ahead, little doubt exists that the younger royals will continue to capture attention and inspire conversation. Their ability to adapt to a changing world while preserving the institution's heritage ensures the British monarchy remains not only a symbol of continuity but also a beacon of progress and relatability. So, for the moment, we will just watch and see what the future holds for the royal family. For more videos like this, make sure you keep in touch for our future uploads, and we will see you in the next one.